Have you ever wondered why sometimes you may be depressed or you may be feeling a bit down, and then you see someone who makes you think, wait, I've never seen that person depressed or feeling down. They're so put together. I've never seen them feeling low. How do they do it? They're so put together, right? So after watching this video, you'll be that person. You know exactly how they think. Their mindset is literally a whole paradigm shift, a way that you need to think to be that person. So you're gonna be that person after watching this video. You're gonna be walking with your chest out every day, full of energy. Even if your situation may not be the one that you want, even if you're in a bad mood, you're still gonna be him or her if you're a girl watching this. So for you to be that person, the first thing that you need to understand is that most people have not come to terms with their reality. Now, what do I mean by this? 99% of people have a hard time accepting their reality. They are not content with their reality. And sure, you shouldn't be content. You should always strive for what's best and want what's best. That's the standard, right? But the problem comes when you're in denial of where you are. And that's why you're depressed. Think about it, bro. Most of us actually go on social media to see other people's lifestyles. Most of the depression thing is fueled by social media and the access we have to seeing so many different people's lives and lifestyles. How can you not be depressed, bro? Somebody made an argument of, how are we not crazy in this day and age, bro? We have access to so many different people's lives and lifestyles that we're so constantly comparing ourselves to other people. During your day, during your time to relax, all you see is what you could be, what you want to be, but what you're not. And a part of your mind tells you, you can never be that, bro. Think of when you're looking at that celebrity's life. You know you want it. You know you want to be in their situation. You know you want that experience wherever they are. Maybe you're watching a vlog. A part of your brain tells you, bro, you can't do that, bro. Look at where you are. Maybe you may be somewhere without even electricity, or you may be struggling to pay your bills, and you don't even have water. And you're comparing yourself to somebody who makes millions and who's living that lifestyle. How are we not crazy, bro? And we're talking about this in a day and age where the depression stats are at an all-time high. Think of your grandparents, bro. When they were growing up, they were not really that depressed. Why? They were constantly outside, and the only people who they could compare themselves to were the people in their community, the people in their hood. So they would never feel like they're behind in life or they're not achieving their goals or whatever. So even if they would compare themselves to other people in their community, they would know that they can also achieve that because they know someone who did in their community, and the feat wouldn't be really that high, so they know it's attainable for them. So think about that also. Accept where you are in life. You might have to actually view yourself from a point of view where you're not even you. View yourself like you're in a movie, like a character, and see where you're at in life and accept it. You may be in a rural area, in a village. Accept where you are and then move on from a place of acceptance and be like, you know what? Yes, this is where I am right now today, and I'm gonna work hard to get to where I want to get. Most people move from a place of denial. They want to achieve bigger things in life from a place of, this is not great, bro. This is not the life that I want. Therefore, let me work hard. Of course, that's not the life that you want, but accept where you are. Come to terms with reality. Yes, right now I'm here, I'm broke, but I want to get rich, so I'm gonna work to get rich. And you may also argue that this way of thinking may leave you more depressed than you were before. But I say this to myself each and every day. This is where I am, one day at a time. I'll repeat, this is where I am, one day at a time. That this is where I am part is me accepting where I am in life and saying, yes, I am here, and I'm going to move from here and go for what I want. It's reminding you that in reality, this is where you are. You don't get lost in where all these celebrities are, their lifestyles, whatever they're having in their life. You get grounded in your own life, and then you say, one day at a time. I'm going to get to where I want to get, but one day at a time. It's showing you that you don't have to think about the future, and you don't have to think about the past. You have to think about today, because today is where the action lies. And that leads me perfectly into my next point. As humans, we love to think a lot, and that's good. There's no problem with thinking a lot, but the problem comes when we overthink and forget to live one day at a time. Think of you, bro. Whenever you think about your goals, do you think of today or you think of tomorrow, Friday, or maybe next month, or even next year? Most people, when they're thinking about their goals, next year's resolution, January, I'm gonna make my resolution. Do this next year. It's always next year, next month, never today. We think of everything but today. Yet guess what? The only thing that we can do is today. Look at your long-term goal and break it down to fit into today. Your goal may be to become a nurse or a doctor, and you can ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to my goal? And 9 times out of 10, you know your answer. Your answer may be, I need to study, or let me try to get an internship with that hospital or clinic in my area. Or if you want to become the best player in your sport and get a scholarship, ask yourself, what can I do today to get closer to my goal, to being the best player in my sport? Practice, go for a run, do push-ups, lift weights, exercise. The point is, the only thing that you can do is today. It's from a book called The One Thing. This is literally a mindset that you need to have in life, to show you that life goes by day by day, and realize that the only thing that you can do is today, bro. Don't think about tomorrow, don't stress, don't be depressed about the past. Don't think about all of this nonsense, bro. The only thing that you have is today. And I also mentioned that it slows down time for you. And what I mean by that is that it shows you that it's today. You only can do something today. And right now it may be 10 a.m. where you're at, like where it is where I am. And you realize the only thing I can do is today. And how many hours do I still have today to do something? What can I do right now to get closer to my goal? And it slows down time for you. You don't get depressed and get caught up in all your thoughts. And if you know Vin Zhang, he says that this is one of his top 3 lessons that he's ever learned in life. And these days, I keep saying that to myself every day, because it's really hard when you put in a lot of effort and you may not see results. So tell yourself, this is where I am, one day at a time. It keeps you moving forward. And you know, when you're depressed and you can't really do anything, you feel like, I can't even exercise, I can't even get up and do anything. Even though you know what you want to get out of depression and you want to get the results that you want, you still can't do anything because of the way that you're feeling. These sentences, bro, this is where I am, comma, one day at a time, will get you up and get you working, because it shows you that if I choose to sit down today and lie down in my bed and think about how depressed I am, I won't get anywhere, because today, that's where the opportunity to change my life is. And another thing that you also have to think about is, personally, what I have found to be the biggest cause of why am I depressed, why am I feeling like this, is lack of progress. You give your best in something that you're working on and it fails. Not just fails, nothing happens. It's like if you had done it or if you hadn't done it. It's the same thing. That is very discouraging, bro, no cap. Think of you studying hard for an examination, giving your best and still failing. At that point, you feel like you're about to quit school, bro. And I remember this, bro. It was after a math examination and I studied very hard for that examination. But at the same time, I still failed, bro. I didn't fail the examination, but I didn't get the mark that I wanted to get. Then I was like, bro, I didn't even finish the examination. And I remember telling my bro, like, I'm about to quit school, bro. And this happened quite a lot of times, bro, especially in grade 10. I almost quit school like 10 times, bro, because of math. I remember that thing. It was really funny. But the point is, when you see no progress in whatever that you worked so hard to do, and you thought it would actually do something, you feel depressed. It's almost like you have no option to feel but to feel depressed. Another example is you do something that you think will change everything. Be it you're playing a sport and you train hard and exercise hard so that you perform well, but then on the game day, you have the worst performance ever. Again, the biggest cause of depression is lack of progress in whatever that you want to succeed in. So in that moment where you have the worst performance ever, oh bro, best believe, bro, you're gonna be in a very bad mood. You're gonna feel like almost giving up. You feel like just going home and sleeping and just keeping everyone quiet and just being alone, right? But in those moments, that's where I believe a higher power comes into play. If you believe in God, the universe, or whatever you may believe in, this is the time to let him cook. Think about it, bro. People always say, let him cook, let him cook. But they won't ever let the master chef cook. The chef of all chefs. The real chef, the boss chef. They won't ever let him cook, because essentially saying let him cook means you're trusting that person to do their thing. And people will trust everyone but God. You know what I mean? They will trust someone to let him cook, give him time, let him cook, but you won't give God time. So let God cook. And one thing that you also have to think about is when opportunity meets with those who are prepared, that's when your miracle will happen. So you keep giving your best and be that person who's prepared. And just let him cook. Let God cook. Another thing that can be getting you depressed, and that may also work positively for another person and keep them happy, are assumptions. Assumptions are literally the lenses through which we experience life. But first of all, What even are assumptions? Assumptions are beliefs that you accept as the truth without proof. That sounds simple until you realize that your whole life may have been based on assumptions, lies, ideas, suggestions, opinions, things that have no proof behind them, no backbone. An example of how this can critically affect your life is you may assume people like you or from where you come from never get financially independent, they don't start their own businesses, and they don't achieve their dreams. Only the rich can do that. And you probably know what I'm talking about if you're fairly old and if you come from somewhere where like I come from. You probably heard it before. And the thing with that is, in your life, you settle for less and you end up living a normal life, a normal 9-to-5 life that they believe they can achieve. So you know what I mean? It limits your dreams, it limits what you think you can achieve. Another common assumption people really love is the cops don't like people like us. So guess what? Every time you see a police officer, either your heart skips a beat, or you run away, or you hide. Those assumptions will literally control your life, bro. They'll control the way that you live, the choices that you make, the decisions that you make. Another person who has positive assumptions, when they see that police officer, they might feel safe, they might feel calm, they might feel like no one can touch me here, nothing bad is gonna happen, no crime is gonna occur here because there's a police officer. But you may run, and you know what I'm talking about, if you know what I'm talking about. Now the solution to all of this is, if you're going to assume anything, if you're going to assume something, assume the best. And a really great way to eliminate false assumptions, negative assumptions, is to bring the truth to light by finding out whether it's true or not. For example, eating poo. You've only been told that eating poo is bad for you, bad for your health, doesn't taste good. But what if you tried it and it was the best thing ever? What if it contained the most nutrients out of anything you've ever ate? You know what I mean? That's a silly example, but it's something that you have to think about, and it really makes sense with assumptions. It's assumptions. You don't know whether it's true or not, but you believe it. Now this is something that I recently learned about, and it's about having no faith. Myron Golden helped me come to this conclusion. The conclusion is, you're depressed and you procrastinate because you don't believe that the work you can put in will change anything. For example, if you knew for sure that studying a certain page in your textbook would give you all the answers you need for the upcoming examination, tell me how many times you would read that page, bro. Tell me you wouldn't cram that page. Because you know for certain that the action you will put in will give you the result that you want. But if you don't believe, you won't study that page, you just read it like any other page. You even procrastinate to read that page. But if you knew for certain that all the answers that you wanted were in that page, best believe, bro, you're cramming that page all night, even the day before the examination. You're cramming that page because that's how much you believe. You believe everything lies in that page, so therefore you're gonna do anything to master that page. You're determined, right? On the other hand, if you had no faith in whatever that you're doing, if you believed that whatever that you can do or whatever action that you're about to put in will not produce the results that you want to produce, you wouldn't do it, bro. Think of you in your business or whatever project that you're working on. If you believed that the thing that you want to do, the change that you want to make to your business will make you $1 million tomorrow, best believe you wouldn't procrastinate, bro. You wouldn't be depressed about your business. You'd be excited. You wake up every day excited, feeling energetic because you know, I'm about to change my life. This thing that I'm about to do will change everything for me. But because you don't believe, you don't have any faith, you don't have that energy, you feel depressed, you feel low because you just don't believe, bro. So change your belief system and have faith. And the reason why I say change your belief system is because if you're not energized and if you're feeling depressed and low, and if you don't believe in what's good, it means you're believing in what's not good. You have to also understand that doubt is a form of belief. Doubt is believing in what you don't want. So it's all forms of believing, and you have to choose what you want to believe in. Think about the people who seem happy. They have a level of optimism to them, and this is where trusting yourself also comes in. Optimism. What is even optimism? Positivity. Believing in what's positive, in a positive outcome. Right? So that's what you also need to adopt. Optimism. It's all about your belief system, bro. Change your mindset towards things. Believe in what's best. Believe in what's positive. And believe in also something called inevitability thinking. And also internalize something called inevitability thinking. This is a way that you think whereby it's like, I'm gonna get what I want no matter what. It's inevitable that I'm gonna get what I want. So therefore, if I do this, the results are this. Like putting your hand on a burning stove, on a hot stove, you're gonna get burnt. Think like that. If I do this, I'll get that. If I do this, I'll get $1 million. If I do this, my business will become successful. If I do this, I'll get 90 in the test, 90% in the test, in the project or whatever. Have that kind of attitude, because it will keep you going. It will keep you from procrastinating, and it will keep you from being depressed. It's a literal way of thinking that you need to think. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you learned something from the video. And yeah, remember, the most important part of this video is those 2 sentences, bro. It's actually 1 sentence with a comma. Always remember that. Say that to yourself each and every day, bro. It has helped me a lot, and it will help you too. This is where I am, one day at a time. And with that being said, I hope you learned something from this video. And yeah, please share it with someone who you think will say thank you if you share this video with them and if you show them the video. With that being said, welcome to the 7 Kingdoms DC. Give your heart, and the world is just conquer. Take care.